Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Kobe Cole from the Low. How everybody doing today? I got one of my newest OGs here, former second round pick, 49ers, Mr. Jamie Winborn. I'm gonna let him introduce himself in just a bit. But before we get into it, we're gonna get into the interview. We're gonna get into the Super Bowl recap. DC 49ers alumni, big 49ers fan. And before we get into it, do me a favor, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you love the content. Please make sure you share. Like I said, it's your boy, Kobe Cole from the Low, Instagram QR code, and TikTok. Now, description below. Mr. Jamie, what's up, man? What's up,
What's
OG?
poppin'? What's going on, baby? What's going on with you,
Good,
homie?
good. None mud, none mud. Appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on the show today.
Hey, man, no problem, man. You already know. You already know, man. I gotta show love, baby.
Just getting into it. Just give us a little background about yourself.
Well, I'm from Wetumpka, Alabama. Jamie Winborn, of course. Born to win. We got to get that in there.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm from Wetumpka, Alabama. Went to college at Vanderbilt. Came out the gate hard there. Led the SEC, second in sacks. You know, my freshman year, freshman All American, all that SEC stuff, all SEC, all of that. Then my second year, same thing. Led the SEC again. And then the third year, I actually left school early, entered the draft, went second round to the 49ers, went out there, got to start about 4 good games out there. They had me in the mix out there as well. Yeah, real good time out there, all rookie, all that stuff. And played 5 years there, and then went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a year, then the Denver Broncos 2 years, which in my eighth year, I ended up leading Denver in tackles my eighth year, and then finished out with Tennessee Titans back when Chris Johnson went for 2,000. Got to get on that team towards the latter part of the season, and yeah, man, 10 years, and also cancer survivor, father, all of that. The whole rundown, baby.
Okay. Wait, hey, big NFL veteran here. It all starts somewhere. It all has a beginning. First question of the interview, first question of the day. What made you play football?
Um, I think I was just born to do this, man. Honestly, man. Ever since I was young, we used to play a game, pick them up and bust them. Where you throw the football up, whoever catch the ball, yeah, you got to make it. You score points by making it past people and stuff. And me and the guys in the neighborhood, that I live by in the neighborhood, we were kind of in a country town and stuff like that. So a lot of dirt road action back there in the back, and tremendous athletes and all of that. And I don't know. I just fell in love with it, man. My mama bought me my first football and my pads and stuff, and she put me in football, and honestly, I really just exploded from day one. I used to put the socks in my shoulder right here and
Okay.
tell my mama like, yo, I'm gonna be a football player, and I ain't even I didn't at that point I didn't even really know nothing about really like the NFL and all of that. I just thought I was gonna be a football player. I didn't know there was actually a level that you could make it to at that time. But yeah, I didn't really have a favorite player or anything back then. I just was playing football.
So you from Wichita, Alabama.
Hmm.
You said you playing football. When you got into football, I know it was days where you didn't want to really do nothing. It was days that you didn't want to go to practice, might not want to do this, do that, work out. What was some of like the motivation you used to keep you going?
The only thing I didn't mind working out and running and all of that. The only thing I didn't like back then, and still to this day, was just jogging long distances. That was my thing. I had a tough time doing that. Like I didn't learn until I began to start running track how to slow it down and pace myself. Because since I was young, I was always like a quick guy, a fast guy, but only for so long, so much of a distance. You know what I mean? 50, 60 yards, something like that, 100 at best. And so as far as working out and stuff, I knew the kind of competition that I had and I was going against. Like they're in the weight room, so you better get in the weight room you know, if you want to compete with these guys. And as far as pushing through it, man, I just looked at it like, man, you know, my family, you know, had a real close family, loving family and stuff, but you know, money wasn't as fruitful as I would like it to be. And it's like, man, this is I just channeled into that energy and just was like, man, I'm just gonna bust my butt out here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna work as hard as I could, you know. And I kind of got that from my granddaddy, who used to have me in the woods. My first job ever, I was probably 5-6 years old, was carrying the gas can for my granddaddy and stuff. And my thing is I always wanted to be on time. Like, hey, he shouldn't have to turn around and tell me, hey, yo, where you at and all that. So that's what I was doing. Yeah. Hold on. Go back upstairs, sweetheart. You can wear those shoes. I just bought her some shoes, and she just, yeah, she just like, I want to wear my shoe. Wear them, baby. Please do wear them. All right. But yeah, so I just kind of had that in me, man. I don't, you know, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I never believed in going to practice and just going through the motions, because I'm already out here and it's hard. That's how you get hurt. And that's how, you know, that's how another guy gets to up on you. You got to, every day I went to practice, my practice was full speed, full go. I don't like you. I know you're my teammate, but if you're going against me, I do not like you. And I am trying to embarrass you every single time. Nobody's going to tell you I was buddy system with them ever that played with me. I come out there to get better every single day.
So I'm glad you like went ahead and talked about practice and no buddy. You was out there to get better. Like what? Like I know, like nowadays, like I'm coming like out of high school, and I know like it was times like we was too. Like, I can say this, we was too much friends with each other than actually out there trying to get better and bust each other head, bust each other butt to win some games at a certain point. But we needed to win games, and like people like miss weight room, miss practice, or we just be going through the motions, or sometimes our egos get to us. Like as like high school, you've been in college, D1, you've been to the NFL. What can like you say like the importance of like weight room practice on the field?
Well, that's where the game is won at. The game is really won by execution, and by whose players will last the longest. And if you're not in the weight room and you're not training hard as you can, then you're at a whole disadvantage when you get out there, right? The thing is that confidence comes from work. Confidence comes from work. If you know you've given it all in the weight room, and you know you've given it all when you were running and you pushed yourself, when the third quarter comes in the game and you do feel yourself getting a little tired, if you have not done any work, you don't have the mental to say, oh, I'm gonna push through it. And then you may have that mental, but your body has not trained for that. So it's not gonna match up to what your brain is saying. You see what I'm saying? That's where the confidence come. Like, yo, no, I done worked all that. I ran all them hundreds, all them long distance, lift all them. Man, nah, but body, I'm not tired. I got to get to the play. I got to make a play right now. You know, that's how your mind has to be. And that only comes from working on it. It's just like if you were taking a test, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you done put in, you know, countless hours studying. That gives you the confidence to say, man, hey, man, I'm confident in my answer. I'm going to put this answer. I think this is it. And if it doesn't work out that way, I can't fault anybody. Okay, it wasn't right. But the worst feeling for an athlete in the world is to say, I really could have worked harder, or I could have did this. No, ain't no time for that, man. Not if you're trying to get to the next level. Sometimes athletic ability will take care of you further. But as you get to college, and I played in the SEC, you're not going to get by just skating like that, you know? You're not. Layla, hold on 1 second. Layla, go back upstairs, sweetie. I'm doing this, so you have to be quiet. Oh, this girl here, oh, Lord. Her mom went in the shower and whatever. All right, keep going. I'm sorry about that, fellas.
It's all good. But I see how you said like the importance on the field. What about something like off the field, school, class? What's the importance there?
That's the most important. I mean, because if you don't do your schoolwork, ain't nobody, then you're gonna make yourself take a longer route, which is JUCO first, and it doesn't matter. You're still gonna have to do some work in JUCO. You're still gonna have to go to class and make the grades in order to transfer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it makes no sense to go to school and not give it your all, your effort. It makes no sense at all. Because what else are you doing? What are you doing? Chasing women out there, or you're trying to be cool and all of this? But that's not, at the end of the day, when it comes time for signing days, you're gonna see a lot of the cool people. They're not going anywhere as far as getting those scholarships or getting opportunities to go to the next level. That's just a fact, right? The grades is how we separate people. You know what I mean? That's how we separate people. So the first question a coach is going to ask when he comes to your school to see if he can give you a scholarship that has an interest in you is, what is his grades like? And how hard he works in the classroom will also tell a little bit about the kid too, So you got to do your work, and ways to help you with that. I was just speaking to my high school, and I was telling them one of the things about me is that all my teachers knew I always asked a lot of questions to my teachers. People got tired of me raising my hand, all of that, right? But you look at the results. I was one of 3 blacks in the entire school in honors classes. And I'm the only one that went to Vanderbilt. And I'm the only one in my school's history still to this day that have gone pro. And all through my journey, I just ask a lot of questions, because if you're not asking questions, people tend to sometimes think you're not interested. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It really meant a lot to me. And when you ask a teacher questions, that teacher's going to remember when it's time to grade the paper. Yo, this is that kid that keeps asking all them questions. Or at least I know he's trying. So your grade might have been an A, but who has the power to make it an A plus? Or that B plus to now it's an A minus.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? If you want to ask your parents for something, if you clean your room up first and come up there and tell them how much you look at my room. I cleaned my room. Now, you think I could get them shoes?
Take out the trash, wash the dishes.
You feel me? And it works the same way with teachers. You have to show them that you're interested and that you're trying hard. And then sometimes maybe the teacher may say, hey, listen, focus more on chapter 2. Now, yeah, I told y'all to read 1, 2, and 3, but I'm just telling you, focus on chapter 2. Now, did she do something wrong, the teacher? No. What she just gave you a hint at is that chapter 2 may have 5 questions on it, and rather than 2 or 3. So focus on chapter 2. Little small things like that. You don't get those things without trying to establish a relationship with your teacher. And that's very, very important. There's no way I could have went to Vanderbilt, because I won't lie to anybody. And, people say, well, hey, man, y'all are not always able to compete and this and that. I said, man, I'm going to be 100% real with you. We don't have any basket weaving classes at our school. Every school class at Vanderbilt, it's a challenge. Now, and you may be a very, very smart person, but what I mean, the amount of work that they're asking you to do, the amount of stuff that they're requiring you to learn about just to complete one assignment. It's like you have it's the theories that they want you to study it. They want you to no wrong answer as long as you have supporting evidence. Like it teaches you so much. So learning the effort is always important. But we have a lot of help at Vanderbilt. I will say that. Study halls every morning at like 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, where you have tutors in there that'll help you and stuff. They're not going to tell you no answers, but they will help you. So it's all about how much you want to put in it yourself. You just got to put the effort in, man. Effort goes a long way in anything in this life.
Take a quick second, look at chat. So, Step Court, OG 2 Dog. What's up, man? Regular gun guy. that said, what about the Super Bowl prediction? We're gonna get that to the recap. We're gonna get that to the recap. Somebody had a blowout. I ain't gonna say no names, but somebody had a blowout. Told them that wasn't gonna happen. And then
Yeah.
we saw 411 Sports World. Just to give you a little recap, I met Mr. Jamie on 411 Sports World. He also has an interview on there with them with Mr. Tyrone, Mr. 411 Sports World. So make sure y'all go check out his channel and y'all go support that video. But speaking into, like you were saying, building relationships with the teachers, I know for me, when I was in high school, even now in college, I know, especially in high school, I used to like go to tutoring. I didn't need no tutoring at all, but I would go there just to build a relationship. Or when I walk in, I would speak first and ask them how their day going, or say a compliment. Now you shouldn't lie, but you should give them a compliment. I used to give compliments. Your hair look nice. Your hair did not look nice at all that day, but your hair looked nice. Or something like that.
That's smart.
But build a relationship. So what's some things you did to build some relationships with some of your teachers?
Man, the same thing that you're speaking about. Like, that's why when I met you on the other pod, John's, I was like, yo, that kid's special. He gets it. He understands things, very respectful. And when you see guys like that, that's why I was like, yo, of course I help you any kind of way I can. I'll do whatever you need me to do, man, because you're the way that you are as a person is the way that you need to be to succeed. You're a sponge. You listen, you know what I mean? You take what you can out of it. You have your own opinions, obviously, and stuff like that. And not only do you have your opinions, you can tell me why you have those opinions. You get what I'm saying? And that's very, very important. And so, yeah, I did the same thing, man. Just, compliment teachers, just be nice, courteous. You know what I mean? I'm always upbeat. I was always upbeat. You rarely caught me in days where I was sad and stuff, even though I had a lot of stuff bothering me in my childhood growing up. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on that people, well, eventually the whole school, everybody knew about it, but I was able to overcome that because I stayed focused, and football helped me, not only that, JROTC, I did that as well. I was on my way to be a Marine, to be honest with you. And that's why the discipline was in me like that, as far as you got to work hard and you got to do what you're supposed to do. Because I wanted to go to the Marines, and my nephew now is actually fulfilling that dream. And my brother actually was a Marine, and I got quite a few people in my family that were in some type of branch of the military as well.
Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
I know you said in the beginning when you was giving your little background, you was bouncing from team to team. Yeah, I know you had a bunch of outside noise, and you also a cancer fighter. You beat cancer. Salute to that. I also had my grandma. Shout out to my grandma. She also a cancer survivor. What was some of like the mental battles out through your life that you was facing, that you like was expecting you real bad, but you knew you had to overcome to get where you was going?
The one, my mom, sweetest lady I know. Unfortunately, when she was younger, you know what I mean, she had a real bad mental breakdown, right? And actually, before she had me, and then she eventually was struggling with the form of with addiction, right? A drug addiction, right? And things just got crazy real young, man. You know what I mean? When I'm like 6, 7 years old, things is just wilding out. I know it's not right. Spending a lot of time at home by myself. My aunts, they used to live probably 20-minute run through the woods away to catch the shortcut. I used to jog there at night, like it's nighttime. I take off through the woods and get there. Having kids tease you in school about your mom being on drugs and stuff. And at that time, man, there was actually a song that was out, that really bothered me, and people like the song for some reason. Your mama's on crack rock. You might be too young to understand that one, remember that one, but I just really was, that really was affecting me. That my troubles at school came mainly from that. And I just had to get over it though. I just used to take that stuff with me on the football field and just say, how dare I let this kid across from me? This kid has parents, has everything, man. And I ain't got, my mom struggling. I never knew my dad at that point. There's no way I'm gonna let this guy beat me. And whenever I get a chance to punish them like that, that's what I'm gonna do. Cause that's what I like. But the crazy part is, just like a ton of athletes, I was way better at baseball than I was football.
Okay.
But I played, and then in high school, I played with, there was a team, Vernon Wells, who, was a great baseball player. Jeremy Flowers in Texas.
How many sports did you play? How many sports did you play?
3. Well, okay, in Alabama, I was football, baseball, and then track. I mean, not track. I mean, basketball. But I can't count basketball because my coach, they would never put me in the dang on game talking about we don't want you getting hurt. But then when I moved to Texas, I was running track, baseball, all of that. You know what I mean? But I was way better at baseball. Then I moved back to Alabama my middle of my junior year, and they didn't have a track team then. So I just played football, and I obviously sat on the bench for basketball. And that's how that was. But yeah, I probably should have. I kick myself all the time about not playing baseball because I know I was a much better baseball player than football.
You was a much better baseball player than football. So what?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So
I go to tournaments. Say it again.
What made you lean towards the football way?
Man, being crazy. At that time I was out there in Texas, and my boy Vernon Wells, his dad used to paint collages for the Texas Rangers. And Vernon played high school football. He was a quarterback. He was Michael Vick way before Michael Vick. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, he was that dude. Vernon, he was that guy, fast and run, all of that. And in my mind, I think the difference was his dad painting collages for baseball players really taught him and showed him, hey, man, you could play baseball a lot longer. Even though my uncle would say that to me, I had so much built up in me about my family situation. It's hard to go through life. And ever since I was probably 8, 9 years old, man, I didn't get to come home, say mom or dad. You get what I'm saying? So I wasn't saying that, and then I just felt the anger. Then that was how I was getting it out. You know what I mean? I was upset. Young kid, didn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? And that's what I was doing. So playing so to be able to hit somebody out there was what I like. And it was exciting. In baseball, to be honest with you, man, I had really got so good at that, man. I kind of got bored. I remember going to tournaments. I don't know. I think I might have been 7th, 8th, 9th grade, something like that. I pitched like 3 no-hitters that day. They fouled 2 balls off me for 3 games. Right? But then I finished playing and I had nobody pick me up.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And then so I'm sitting out here with these people, and then, it was crazy because then this family, white family, really good people, then when I finally did get picked up, they asking them, can they basically move me in with them? And it just created kind of a, hostility thing between, my aunt and uncle I was staying with out there. They had to work, do a lot of stuff, but I don't know, the support, it just didn't feel like it was there necessarily. And then football was just a lot easier because of how close it was and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like 60 people, on the football team, it's all kind of people. You always got to ride and stuff, but baseball is not one of them sports. There's not a ton of people on the baseball team. And then So that was the big thing. And I don't know. I just got bored with. I play every position except I play every position except first base and catcher.
Okay.
I was blazing fast, so I played
You
all
was
the
a guy in baseball.
man. What I'm telling you, listen. Anybody that knew me knew this. He was way better at baseball, even though I was, scoring 8, 9 touchdowns in the games and football. But I was like elite at baseball. I had a array of pitches. Like I had great speed. All that, man. I was that dude, man, for a minute, man. But then when I stopped playing in Texas and I came back to Alabama, I did go out there for baseball. But then I just was like, man, I don't even want to play this no more because I can't ask my people to do everything. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't have the money to. It was a big enough struggle just for them to let me play football. So I just said I'm just gonna stick with football.
Okay, so you had to make a choice.
Yeah. I just said I'm gonna stick with football. I mean, listen, this was crazy, right? And people say, oh, there ain't no way. I just went out to the batting cages at 90, right? 90 miles per hour.
Not per hour.
Yeah. Out of 20 pitches, I probably hit 13. And I did that switching right and left.
That's impressive. Probably our baseball.
Yeah.
No baseball people out there. In football terms, imagine throwing with your left hand and going 15 out of 20, and you're a right hand person. That's impressive.
Listen, I had not picked up a bat and been to nobody's batting cages in over 10, 15 years. More than that, actually. I hadn't picked up a bat or none of that, bro. I'm like out there I'm out there hitting the ball for real. Like I was really good at that at one point in time. And even people that was out there watching me hit was like, yo, you must have played before. I was like, yeah, a long time ago. They had no idea I had been an NFL player and all of that. They had no clue.
You was incognito.
Yeah, I'm just out there. I was actually taking my daughter for softball to hit her softballs out there. But I saw the 90 and I was like, oh, I know I can hit that. And they like, you can't hit no 90, man. I get in there, I hit it. I go right-handed first. Then I go again. I said, no, I ain't done. Let me go again. I went to the left. I went left-handed.
Yeah, with the left hand.
And they said, man, ain't no way. I hit more with the left than I did the right. And I'm right-handed.
Some athletes for you, man. Hey, man, y'all give it up for Mr. Jamie Winborn, man. Make sure you like, come subscribe, because he will be on here more times than we can count. One of my newest OGs, man. Thanks for people that are coming in so far. Hey, you said you was good in baseball, but of course you chose the football route. You went to Vanderbilt, correct?
Yes, sir.
Went to Vanderbilt. SC. How was the recruitment process from you going to Vanderbilt? Because you went to the SEC. I know probably a couple of HBCUs maybe scattered your eye, or some other schools probably.
No.
HBCU?
I didn't have one HBCU even send me a letter. Chill out, Trigger. Not even send me a letter. But I had the bigger schools: Arkansas, UABs, Cincinnati. Coach Montgomery was at. No, they didn't come after me. The thing that got me with Vanderbilt was obviously they were a top 15 academic school. At the time, they were a top 15 academic school, and then they had 5 colleges surrounding them, HBCUs surrounding them: Meharry, Fisk, TSU, MTSU. Even had Belmont down the road. So I got the best of both worlds. I was like, I can go to school at a prestigious place, but I party all day with all these schools around me. You know what I mean? So it was cool. It was perfect for me. And it was in Nashville, which was a step up from Wetumpka, Alabama, obviously. So I was having fun there. Like it was awesome. They took me on my visit, AJ McGrew and Lamont Turner. Man, they had me in parties. I was like, oh, who are these big guys stepping through here talking about Q-Dog and all of that? I'm like, what are all them? They about to knock me. What are they doing? And I just was so amazed at seeing all that. And then, they gave me and then they fed me a steaks. You know what I mean? Like steak and potatoes at the fancy restaurant. I was like, of course I'm coming. Matter of fact, I told Arkansas I was coming. Matter of fact, I had Kanoy Kennedy and man, I forgot who else. I think it was Jeremy Flowers, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been Kanoy. Yeah, two guys also played in the league, went to the league eventually. So every school I went to, I had the top guys hosting me. But I told them I was coming. You know what I mean? Like they treated me so good, I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? But my coaches eventually told me, you do not turn down the opportunity to go to Vanderbilt. For the education alone, do not turn it down. And I listened to them, and I'm really thankful I did that.
I know you say you ain't getting no HBCUs, but you got some of the big, like, Power 5 top schools. Would you have wanted some HBCU offers, or at least them give you like a little contact, like, hey, we're interested in you?
Yeah, I mean, I would have. I mean, of course I would have, but I mean, I was going to the SEC. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you can't be the SEC. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I was going to the SEC. I would have visited and stuff like that, but and I said this before, man. I don't know. At that age, I was partying, kicking it, and all of that, and being at the HBCU back then for me, I'm not so sure. It's kind of like I don't know. I feel like Johnny Manziel as far as hey, don't put me around all them sisters like that. I don't know if that's a good idea at that age of my life. I was wild.
And then speaking like you partying, you was at Vanderbilt, but you hung around with the HBCUs. Like, what was some of the outside noise outside of your PWI when you went to HBCUs? Like, and did that outside noise affect your play on the field or your studies in the classroom?
No, not at all, because I always had a system. I'm gonna do my schoolwork and get that out the way. That was number one, because that's for me and that's for my mama. My mama told me you better get your work done and you better graduate, which, she was kind of mad when I entered the draft and hadn't graduated. But when I explained the circumstances of why I need to leave, I'll come back to get my degree. And she understood. She was like, "Yes, son, I get it. You need to get out of there." But because Vanderbilt's taking a huge jump in how they are now. You know what I mean? We have a black AD, athletic director now. Actually, we used to play basketball when I was there. Really good woman, Candace, and like the outside noise, man. It was out there. You know what I mean? Because it's still the streets of Nashville. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my car. I got jacked at a gas station, you know what I'm saying, in college. I had another whole car stole, you know what I mean? Like, it's rough. It's rugged in Nashville. It ain't all just country music and all that. You know what I mean? But I've always been able to, at that time, just know my limitations. You know what I mean? Like, understand, hey, I got to get back. I've had enough. Need to get back, do what I got to do. So I was pretty good. At that. That wasn't my biggest challenge of life. You know what I mean? My biggest challenge came after my career. My last year of playing ball. That's when everything went haywire for me.
Okay. And we're gonna speak a little about your biggest challenge, because I know you already spoke on it, and there's probably some more to that. But what was the transition like from high school to to college?
It was the workload in the classroom was tough. Getting adjusted to the training, the level of training that they want you to do. Obviously they always want you to gain more weight and stuff like that. So I was redshirted my first year, so I got a little bit of time to learn how to get my scheduling down, what I could and couldn't do. And then I also was able to learn from a couple of great guys, Anthony Jordan, Carlton Hall. These are linebackers that played, in the NFL, all SEC guys. Jamie Duncan, Corey Chavis, taught me how to watch film, taught me how to practice hard. So I was able to watch them first, and so therefore, by my time my redshirt freshman year was over, I was just competing with 3 guys to become a starter. When I went to Vanderbilt, I was like 5th on the depth chart. Jamie Duncan went to the pros. Then we had John Bradley, Jason Smith, and another guy, I think, and Anthony Ford, a couple of guys. Two guys transferred out. And then it was just a battle with me and John. And by second, third day training of spring ball, I was on the ones. I never left. Yeah, so it wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't an easy road, man. But like you, I was a sponge to, Jamie Duncan, All-American guy. You know what I mean? All these guys that are major players. They taught me the right way to study film, to do all of these things, and so I learned all of that, and I took that out there on the field. One of the most special things to me about my college tapes is that you could literally tell that this kid watches film, because there are certain plays that if this guy motions, it's 100% that play. And you will see some of those plays when he motions, I'm already gone. Like the Florida sweep, when they do the Florida sweep trip, that play is not changed, and it still ain't changed to this day. But guys still ain't making the play sometimes, and it's like, what film are you watching? Like this play is like 20 years old. Okay, bye, Booby. Love you too.
Because in certain plays there would be key indicators where, hey, it's gonna be these plays, and it's gonna be these. You watch film, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, we call those 100%ers. You know what I mean? Like little small stuff that you see and you get on film. But now let me back up. Here's a trait that some players have that some don't. I could literally watch something happen on film, but then when it's actually happening on the field, I also see. See, some guys, they got it on film. If you ask them the question, like, hey, what are they going to do when they do this? They say, oh, they give you the answer. But then you put it on the field and run it, the play, they didn't see it.
You got to put pen to the paper.
Well, you have to translate it to the football. You have to. Yeah. It has to translate over into your play. You get what I'm saying? Like I saw it. Like there's certain players that Luke Kuechly. You know what I mean?
I was just thinking him in my head, Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other guys. There's
talking about it.
There's a ton of NFL linebackers like that. They just pub Luke. Luke is a beast. Don't get me wrong, but I have seen a ton of them. Cato Jews, Marcus Washingtons. There's a ton of guys. Jeff Albrecht, Julian Peterson. There's a ton of guys. Derek Brooks that were the same way. It's just all about the media pumped him up as he does a lot of talking and calls plays out. Mm-hmm. Well, Derek Brooks did the same thing. How do you think he had 10 straight Pro Bowls?
Good point. Good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. He even had D linemen that were so awesome calling stuff out. Like, that was one of the things. Like, I had my first year in the league, I had Dana Stubblefield and Bryant Young playing in front of me. When we used to have this Hawk 2 crash, when it went from pro to a slot, I'm supposed to crash the line. Well, my D linemen were so good that they actually could see a pro in the slot from a 3-point stance. Dana and used to turn around and say, crash, crash, crash. I was like,
they got their hand in the dirt, calling out the plays like a linebacker would.
That's what I'm saying. That's Sap, guys like that have tremendous football knowledge. They can see things that other people are not feeling. You know what I mean? Like, you ever notice there's some D linemen before the play, you think they're just looking at linemen, but they're looking at the entire formation. So they know when they put their hand down, if any guy crosses my face from that right side, they know the formation. Like, it's amazing, man. The football gets so deep when you have guys that are special in playing with you, you know. And yeah, Ronnie, I didn't play with Ronnie, but of course I watched the films of him and stuff. I played with his son, actually. Ryan Neese is his son. I played with him at Tampa. Really, really good player. Smart. You know, Shelton Quarles. You know what I mean? Who was a Vanderbilt guy. I got to play with him at Tampa and see how did they win a championship. And and it was amazing. On a Money Kiffin. It was amazing to see how they the communication they had. No wonder they won Super Bowl. These guys are good. I mean, these guys, they have so many small detailed things that they do extra that gives them a beat and a jump up on the competition. You know, but yeah, some really good people, man. I was blessed to learn from a lot of people. I'll say this, and this is the truth. I played at that point when I went to Tampa. I played 5 years of football, right?
Okay.
You know, of course, I had my injuries or whatever, but I learned more in one season playing behind Derrick Brooks than I did my entire 5 first years together.
Can you expand on that?
Okay, I watched him and what he was. So now I'm really just studying him because I have to see all his practice plays. I have to see everything it is about him. You know, and his locker was beside me too. So I not only got to watch how he was just an amazing player on the field, all of the different things he was doing off the field. I was learning all of this, how he time managed and stuff. My first 5 years, I used to get in and work out after practice. But after playing with Derrick Brooks, I got my workout, everything done before 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm done. I've already watched film and worked out. And I might not even play. But I learned that from these guys, from Derrick. I seen Derrick doing it, All-Star, Shelton Quarles. I seen these guys and what they were doing. And so I adopted that. And it really helped me to learn football more. I asked Derrick a bunch of questions. He was more than happy to tell you what he was looking at, what he's doing. And that's what helped me get to 5 more years, because that's how you end up leading a team in your 8th year. Up until then, I had not led any team in tackles. But my 8th year, I end up leading Denver Broncos in tackles. But a lot of that had to do with the studying and things that I learned from how to be a better pro and stuff like that, you know. So, yeah, it was just awesome playing behind him. I learned so much about football. Like, what are you looking at right here? He was like, well, because I always wanted to know how in the world, like there's a rush zone that they had on in the Super Bowl, right? When Derrick Brooks took that interception back, I believe it was. It was either in the Super Bowl or to get them there. But it was trips on the right and a single receiver on the left. And I just always wondered, like, what in the world was you looking at? There ain't nothing that makes you go, you're supposed to be dropping the 3 over here. He intercepted a slant route on the backside. So guess what he told me? He said, the play actually is baiting, because that's the only thing going to be open hot. Okay. So as the middle linebacker, instead of turning your hips and dropping this way, just bounce, and take off.
Okay.
I said, but you got to have big balls. Because if you don't make that play, guess who's open?
The other backside.
3. Whoever becomes number 3 is wide open. But he said, but that's why you got to feel the game and know when it's coming. And that hop that I'm telling you to take is the time that the quarterback has to look to this side or backside. He said, and then you just got to catch it. He said, and if you catch it, ain't nobody going to tackle you because you gone. It's, you're pretty much gone. And just small things like that, like, wow, man, like that's when I really realized the brilliancy of you're inside the coordinator's head. That was another level of football to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, this guy has an idea of what the coordinators did. He knew what the coordinators liked. You know what I mean? Like that's getting inside of football in a whole different way. But he's actually a player. He's not another coach. He's on the field playing. That's the difference. He can take the info he realized on the field, on the like when he gets when like the game plan, like he knows, like he looking at the game plan, and all the linebackers are like that. Sheldon Quarles, Ryan Neese, them guys they had a mind on them, man. They were smart. And I was like, yo, I honestly, I played with Jeff Albrecht was like that too. That I played with at Tennessee, at San Francisco. Jeff could draw. He knew what every player on the team was doing. He could draw you offenses up. He could draw you defenses. He knew all the games the linemen ran, everything too. I knew a lot of it, but I couldn't tell you it and draw it and all that kind of stuff. I had so much knowledge, so much I had to do when I was with the 49ers. Like, we had like 5-6 different packages, and I'm like 2-3 different guys in each package. So I was kind of overwhelmed with how much I had to know. But that Tampa defense, they were special. Those guys, they football, I learned a hell of a lot then. And I didn't even play that much.
And one thing, when I was started, I don't know if you know this, or if I told you the last thing, but when I played football in my high school, I got hurt my first 2 years. No, going into my junior year, I got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I fell in love with coaching. Coach Tino, shout out high school, shout out him. He gave me an opportunity to start helping out coaching since I decided I wasn't gonna play football no more. Mm-hmm. So I became the defense. My senior year, I became the defense coordinator for the freshman team.
Oh wow!
And they used to ask me, and this just came to my mind because you just said it. They used to ask me, Kobe, what's your game plan, or what's some of your objectives you go into the game? Because as like the freshman team, unless you're not rushing stuff, you don't have film on that other team going to them.
Exactly.
And I used to tell some of the players that, because there was a couple that had a keen instinct of also having that knowledge that I seen. And I told one of them one time, don't try to beat the player, beat the OC. I don't go into the game trying to beat the player. Now, if it's it's high school, but say you're going against like a Patrick Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson, some of them guys that's like that, you don't want to go in trying to beat that player. You might have a little extra care for them, but my whole mindset going in, I was going to beat the other OC. And Absolutely. That's how I would make a name for myself, by beating the OC. I had a couple OCs after that come to me, was like, you was the coach calling the defense coordinator. I was like, yeah, how old are you? I'm 18, 17 at the time. Good job, dude. Because I had no answer for you. And that just struck in my mind, because he was out there, and you're right, it takes balls. And in football, it's a game of risk. It takes it. Because one wrong move, one wrong step, it might be a touchdown at the end of the day. So that's big. That's big right there.
Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, I mean it. That offensive coordinator, that OC, DC, that battle. And see, and just hearing, see the way that you talk and stuff. See, you might only got to the 10th grade or whenever you got hurt, as far as football wise. But see, you're in the football and you get it. You understand what you're saying. You know what you're looking at, and you know what's what. You know what I mean? I just know I know things from a player's perspective. Sometimes I've had defensive coordinators that keep calling stuff, because I used to call the play myself out through the helmet. First, I started off with signals until they got the helmet stuff. And sometimes the coach don't tell me. He's still looking at the sheet, but these guys are lining up. I got to call something. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. At that point is when I have to know I'm really being a DC on the field.
That's what I'm trying to teach some of them. Sometimes you might have to be DC on that field, that middle linebacker, that safety.
Yes, he better know something. Yeah, because I mean, I remember one time the mic, the connection was bad, so I wasn't getting the call like that. But I know what defenses are safe, what defenses we can live out of. you know, Tampa 2, the truth is you can live out of Tampa 2. Now, there's some beaters and stuff like that, but if you just don't know what you can't get your stuff down, as far as the zone, you can live out of that. You should have a decent fighting chance against whatever play they run. You get what I'm saying? Unless they come out and four verts or something like that. Somebody's got to get a little bit more depth. But we already have that. We know that as well. Audibling, when we start audibling and stuff like that, they check out of you got pressure. Oh, we about to come. Oh, he checked out of it. Okay, well, now we want to get back. We got to get out of that pressure. Sometimes we stay in it, sometimes we get out, but sometimes it was up to me. It was my discretion. When I was the play caller, but yeah, it gets deep, man. That's the fun part about it. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing better than being a player out there or DC, and your guys show pressure. That quarterback starts checking, and then he calls timeout, and then it's almost like you as a DC, you probably looking across that sideline like, oh boy, you try. You try, homie. I'm on your butt. Oh, but hey, man, that's that competition, the love for it, man. I mean, it's awesome, man. I mean, because it's a heck of a game out there, man. It's a heck of a game. Funny part is I could call some plays, I could call a game, I could do all of that, but I can't play Madden for nothing.
Oh, you can't give them the sticks, man.
Man, I can't see plays. I know what I want to do, but I gotta read it in these little boxes, and in my hands, I be trying to. I was like, man, look, fool, I want to do a rush zone, man. just pull that up for me. I need somebody to play beside. You know what? I need somebody to be playing as me. Just let me tell you what to do, because I can't get my mind to the buttons. And this,
you need the player playing and let you coach on the sideline.
Yeah, because it's like, man, I'm trying to read these plays. I'm like, but what is that? What is that little box right there? I can't get it. I don't know, man. I'm not good at that.
We're gonna get on the sticks one day, Mr. James. We're gonna get on the sticks one day, man.
Yeah, man, because I know what to do. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy, man. These kids got me with that because I be getting whipped. When I used to try to play, I used to get whipped, and I'd be so mad. I go out to real life and practice and dominate, but I couldn't do it then.
But
I don't know. I just got frustrated with that, man. Having guys beat me that and talking noise to me and all that, man. I don't know. I done threw controllers before. I ain't really good at it.
I'm gonna hook you up with my cousin. We call him Bud, man. Hook you up with my cousin. He gonna get you right. He a pro gamer. We gonna get you right with my boy Bud, man.
Oh man, hey man, I need some help, bro. Cause that mess my whole day up, man. When I lose on a game like that. I don't take losing that. No, bro. Because I'm supposed to know this game, and I know it, but I just can't get these fingers to do the buttons and whatever.
Like you said, born to win.
Yeah, that's it.
You're born to win.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't know who said it, but I was like, man, I hate losing more than I love winning.
Yeah, I agree.
Because after you win, you just, it means nothing if you don't win again.
Exactly.
In my mind.
And then when you lose something that you're supposed to win,
man, I can't sleep with that. It's hard to sleep. Like I feel I put too much work in. That's where that putting that work in comes into play. I literally used to think all the time when I was about 5-6 years old, when I first got my first pads, right? I used to run full pads in the hot sun. Full pads, pants, cleats, everything. Helmet around the neighborhood. And we used to have this guy, Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim was an old war vet, stayed in his house. He didn't have electricity, water, nothing. And they used to say that Jim in one of the wars got blown, and he landed into some water. And since then he's just kind of lived in darkness. But I never forget what he told me when I was jogging around one day. I was jogging in front of his house, and I stopped, right? To you know, and went down like, you know, because I was tired. And you know, Miss Jim don't play. Miss Jim sitting on that porch. He said, hey, boy. I said, what's going on? What's going on, Miss Jim? He said, hey, don't let them see you tired. And you better not ever stop. And when he said that, somehow I raised up and kept fighting and going. And so that was like 5-6 years old, right? So even in NFL games, 20 years later, when I would get tired sometimes, I hear Mr. Jim say, boy, don't you stop. Get up. Don't let them see you tired. Go. You know, so it just always little things that stick with you in your life. Like, man, I come too far. I used to be running on a dirt road with full pads. Now I'm in front of 80,000 people on Monday night, Thursday night game or something. You know, like, man, I ain't nervous about this. This is all opportunity. All I got to do is go out here and make it happen. And that's what I did.
You got to perform at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was looking at this the other day, me and a buddy, because I was like, I had a lot of injuries when I was playing, right? I said, but this is what you have to look. The stats don't always show everything, right? First of all, they didn't even show quarterback pressures. They didn't even calculate quarterback pressures for the first 6 years of my career, 6-7 years, right? Mm-hmm. The stat that does not show, like they have stats like your tackles, this and your tackle for loss, pass breakups, all that stuff, right? But the really key stat that they don't show is how many plays did the guy play?
Okay.
Because my rookie year, I had the highest production of any defensive player on my team. But if you just look at the stats, it's like, oh yeah, you had a couple tackles. You know, it looked like you had no. When I come in the game, I get busy quick. Like, put it like this. I wasn't even really like the starter, right? At San Francisco, they would, and I ain't heard this happening in no history. They introducing 12 people out the tunnel.
12? Was you that 12 guy?
Well, I'm the 12th guy really because I'm not starting, but they considered me a starter, so they introduced me too.
Okay.
But of course, I come before like Julian and Brian Young and stuff like that, you know. But I'm in the mix. I'm like, so
you like the 6th man from basketball.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm when I come out, the crowd go crazy, bro. Like, and that's it. Then you go into the politics of it. But when it came time to renegotiate, and guess what they want to say? How many? You know, they want to talk about how many starts does a player have. Well, then now when I look back on it, then I was just getting played because you let me live like a starter. I don't actually start the game, but I come in the second, third play. You get what I'm saying?
You get starter Wills, but without the title as a starter.
There you go. But when it comes contract time, you just want to talk about starts only. But I ain't gonna lie. You know, they still paid me well. I mean, I had neck surgery my 3rd year. My first year I played 14 games. My second year I got hurt. I think I played 3 games. No, my second year I got hurt. I think I played 3 games. My 3rd year, I think I played like 9 games or something like that. And then I ended up having to have neck surgery, right? Well, I signed a 1-year deal coming off of neck surgery. You know, $3.25 million. 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So they actually did pay me like, yo, you just got to go out there and show us one more time what's what. And then maybe I could have got a longer deal, but you know, obviously I had 3 different head coaches in 5 years. Okay. Dennis Erickson was a coach then. I did pretty good that year. Then Mike Nolan came in, and then that's when the year that I played 3 games, and then I sat home for 5 weeks. But on the stats, it says that I played, but I didn't play. I was just on the roster. I was sitting at home. You get what I'm saying? Still getting paid and everything. Not hurt, nothing. But it's just a weird game, man. You know, I don't really mind. Most of the San Francisco fans, people, they know they know what time it is. The players that I played against, they know what time it is. I still holler at them to this day. We see each other, talk on the gram, all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I played some real, real great people. You know what I'm saying?
We got a question from the chat here. Miss One said, Jamie, who's your baseball comparison? And Carbon Q, how you doing? But he said, who's your baseball comparison?
I don't know. I can't really answer that one. I mean, because see, the thing is with that is it's like I didn't continue on to that next level, and so it's kind of hard, because in baseball, guys develop. You may be a strong hitter now, and then you develop into more of a situational guy, or you know what I mean. I wouldn't like one of the stars. I wouldn't say the stars now. I mean, I know I could hit. Let's see. I could hit, had home runs, all that. I was awesome. I'm trying to think of who would be similar. Cause see, most pitchers don't hit very much. You know what I'm saying? And so I did all of that. And I was like a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? Like, I stole bases like Henderson up in Oakland. But yeah, that's a tough. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't pay attention to baseball as much as I used to. You know what I mean? But I have to find a guy that's more. He kind of can do a lot. You know what I mean? Like he really can play everything except first base and catcher. But at that elite level, I don't know. I probably couldn't do all play all those different things like that. You know what I mean? And still be the same type of hitter and all of that. Guys get stronger. Guys, who knows what you'll be doing. But I'll look that up though. I will get back to you on that.
He'll get back to you. So another question I had. I asked this question on 411 Sports World, but as you know, you was a black male at PWI, and nowadays it's way more advanced than when you went to college with NIL and neurotechnology and all different kind of stuff. What is some advice to me? I'm not an athlete, but not no more. But me going into a PWI, I'm at Georgia State University, or athletes going to PWI, what's like some like on-field advice and off-field advice that you would give them just to stay on track?
Well, the on-field advice is the same for everywhere. Football is football. We know that. Hard work, make sure your coaches like you, all that stuff. And on one of the biggest things I think a player has to learn is that there's going to be a time where you have to swallow your pride. And you may think that I should cuss this some gun out. But see, you have to learn how to hold that in and put that smile up and say, yes, sir, and that's it. Right? And go on about your business. Accept criticism and stuff like that. And the coach can say some stuff to you that might, you feel like, oh, that he's getting a little too personal, and he may. But there's a time and place to address that. And showing an attitude about it right then is never going to help you get on the field more, right? So just know that. Sometimes you have to swallow your pride. We used to have a sign, check your ego at the door. Check your ego at the door. You know what I mean? That's how we used to have it. And as far as off the field, the same as any black man in the world, anywhere you go, not just in college, you got to watch yourself. You got to understand what they're looking at as well. So you got a spotlight on you more than you know already, because you're one of few at this school already. So know that you are one of few, and just keep that in mind with any decision that you're trying to make. You know what I mean? You can't go out there wilding and acting a fool. Obviously, we talk differently with our homies than we do with some of the rest of the teammates and stuff. But you just got to be mindful. You don't ever want to be caught. get caught making a statement that somebody might judge it in a different way. And then, you're dealing with social media now too. So now people got cameras everywhere filming you doing it. Be mindful of what you putting on film, bro. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, don't be on your Instagram wilding out. Oh, y'all get tested, but you on Instagram at the party smoking weed. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you stupid or what? You can't be doing that. Matter of fact, they don't need to know that you in the club. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to carry yourself well, because what happens is a logo, a brand, a company might be looking at you and interested in you. So you don't think that they're going to look at your Facebook and your IG and your Twitters and your TikToks to see what kind of person I'm about to try to give money to represent my brand? I'm looking for a kid like you. Got his head on right. You know what I mean? Smart, stuff like, you know what I mean? Stay out of trouble. Exemplifies hard work. That's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? And it's not like they don't know that you probably go kick it and party, but you don't need to put that all on TV and blast. You think LeBron James don't go kick it and have a good time? Of course he do. But you ain't gonna see all of that on his IG all the time. You see what I'm saying? You just got to know how to move. You got to learn how to move without damaging your image.
Yeah, and I took that to heart last time you told me on the podcast we doing together, how you were saying I got rocks in my head,
Mm-hmm.
know where I'm at, know who I'm walking with. I might not want to be somewhere with everybody that looks exactly like me, because I'm already might get profiled. So I appreciate you back. I took that to heart. Might got to dress differently than I dress normally, depending on where I'm going and the situations I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the aspect of understanding what other people are looking at and viewing too. Now, when you get to where you want to go in life, you know what I'm saying? The bag is already secured type stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm people know who I am, and they know this is just how I look. But even then, there's still gonna be some people that don't know you and are gonna have this conceived notion about you just by what you look at. You see what I'm saying? So, because I'm the type of guy now, listen, man, I don't, some night I might have some diamonds or something on. I don't know. Some nights I look like I just come from working. I'm older now. I done did all of that. It's different from me. I ain't got to do all that. I might wear the same jeans 3-4 days straight. And then people like, oh, well, I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I sharpen up when it's time to go somewhere for real, and stuff like that. As a black man out here, I realize when I get pulled over by the police, I realize real quick, let all these windows down in this car. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? He might be looking at the car like, yo, this is a nice, pretty nice car. Is it stolen or what? Then they see the brown skin. They already, they don't know what's what. So I let all the windows down. I cut the windows up. And the number one thing is just don't be wrong as far as having something in the car you don't supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? Everything else we can handle. Don't act out or get outraged. There's a time and place to fight everything. And you can't win no battle with no police officer sitting right here on the side of the road. That's for a lawyer in a courtroom to decide. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna win that battle. That's like, you know what that's like? That's like arguing with your parents.
You're not gonna win.
No. Wait till they cool down, come back later, and maybe you have a chance. But just like the officer, don't freak him out. Listen, a police officer might say a police officer stop you, right? First of all, he see your hairstyle. You feel me? You're already younger. So I don't want to get into no physical altercation with you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just what it is, because you're younger. So those are small fears that you have to understand that's how he might be feeling. You get what I'm saying? Like, let me just get out this situation, get the ticket, and take my butt on. You know, she ain't funny. Yeah, and don't argue with a referee, of course. You know, on the field or your parents, any of that. You know, you're just not gonna win that game, man.
Not
You
gonna
know,
win at all.
you're
Not
not
with
gonna.
a person that got the power to keep throwing the flag every single time.
If you piss them off, just like your teacher, you piss her off, you're gonna get some bad grades. He's gonna grade you hard as I don't know what. That referee gonna watch your every snap because you just ticked him off. You see what I'm saying? Like that's just ways of life, man. You get more with honey than you do, you know, acting a fool. You know what I mean?
And just go ahead and get that's some great advice. Getting to our next question, I know you spoke on it a little bit. We said it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Your I can remember the exact word you said, but your biggest problem you had was not until off the field or after your career.
Oh
Can you,
yeah,
can you speak on it?
yeah. See what ended up happening was I had a lot go on in my life at the same time. I was getting sick towards my end of my 10th year, having to go to the bathroom, you know, go to the emergency room a lot. You know what I mean? When I was, like I said, when I was playing with Tennessee, I was lying to Coach Fisher, telling them I had to go to the bathroom, but I'm really in there in pain. I don't know what's wrong. It was that bad. I leave right out of there, go right to 907, and I'm smashing people. But anyway, the good Lord blessed me to get injured. Okay, I know you'd be like, how to get blessed for that? Well, because I had a cancer that I didn't know at that time. I didn't find out. Okay, the season to go ahead and end. I have a surgery on my shoulder, but I keep going to the emergency room. They keep telling me about food poisoning, all that. Long story short, I ended up having the cancer. But at the same time, I was going through a divorce at the same time. You know what I mean? It was just so much going on, and the cancer part, the divorce, I ain't, all that, whatever with that. But the cancer part, it really hit me tough. I didn't know. I felt like I was running out of time in life, right? And the mistake that I did was just I became to live free, careless. Spent a ton of money, just spending money. You know what I mean? Because what am I saving everything for now? Like I evidently, don't have as long as I thought. I was in pain a lot. The chemo, the radiation, and I finished with I had a J pouch. I had a colostomy bag for 6 months during my chemo. Thank God we were able to reverse it. But I was stuck with a J pouch, which causes you to have to go to the bathroom, sometimes 12, 18 times in a night. So my sleep was off. I was irritated. I just had to learn a whole new lifestyle, and I didn't handle all that well. I was angry. A part of me was angry with God about it. I was angry with the world. Like, man, like I'm going through a divorce right now. What did I do? I didn't feel, and then during my divorce, I felt like I was treated indifferent because I was an athlete. So I began to hate the fact that I had accomplished what I accomplished, because that was around the time they kept talking about CTE for everybody. And so they treated me like this ex-athlete with CTE. He's crazy. He don't know nothing. And I was just furious about that. Like, really? Y'all gonna treat me like that? Like, just because I used to play ball? And then I had the cancer. And so I stopped being around athletes that I played with and stuff like that. And, and I really just kind of resorted back to like a lot of the hood guys that I knew, you know what I mean? Which is not my place. That's the mistake, right? So, you hang around, listen, if you hang around dogs a lot, you're going to get bit. You know what I mean? Listen, I was catching more cases than they were catching. Why? Because I got the name. It just made me realize, listen, Jamie, no matter how bad things are getting in life, God put you here for a reason. I need you to stay on this track. I need you to get your mind right. I need you just to adjust to the different type of lifestyle that you have and be thankful for what you have and keep pushing forward. You don't have any time or excuse to go back to something that will only take away everything that you built. You know what I mean? Kind of like the John Morant type situation. You know, I know what the pressure feel like out there. I know how you want to feel regular sometimes. Like, you're just not regular, homie. You John Morant. Just like, that's what I had to tell myself. You're Jamie Winborn. There's no way to avoid that. You've accomplished some really good things in life. Just so happens, throughout your divorce, you feel bad about how they treated you because of what you had accomplished. You know how there was a thing that Chris Rock said, and I really felt this part. Oh my God, I felt when he was getting this divorce, he went to court and he said, everybody's gonna leave here with more money than except me. Everybody's here to take my money. I felt like I had made it. Well, that's how I felt. But I didn't feel that at that time. As time went on, I had to get some therapy, church, all this good stuff. And then I realized, you know what, Jamie? You got to get out of that funk that you're in, man, because you're a blessed person. Even your cancer came with a blessing. You haven't had, it's 2024. I haven't had to work a single day since I walked off the football field 14 years ago. Right? So what in the world are you was you so upset about? And because you was letting your ego get to you, your emotions and all that. And you know, and that's why what I do love about life now in the state of that football's in the state that the world is as far as school, people are paying a hell of a lot more attention towards the mental aspect of kids and people.
Right.
Because so does the head go, everything else follows. Which is your actions, everything, how you talking to people, you know, you're pissed off all the time. You know what I mean? And then now that I'm in this space where I see it for what it is, I ride down the highway, I got people blowing horns, they pissed like they need to go. I don't go arguing with them, and then I just pull on over, let them go on about their business, because I was at that point one time. I was in a bad mood one time. You know what I mean? Like I was a dangerous person out here, like stupidly, you know, headed nowhere but for prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. People have bad days. And that's why sometimes a lot of times I see people and they just feeling upset. And I say, hey man, listen, I don't know you, my brother. I don't know you, dog, and nothing like that, but it's gonna be okay, bro. Nothing you're ever worried about so much is as bad as you think it is, and nothing is as good as you think it is.
Right.
Just remember that. That's a strong statement in life. You know what I'm saying? Because life goes up and down just like money. It goes up and down. So like just know it will be okay. As long as you ain't out there doing something that, you know, life threatening to yourself, you know, but it will be okay. You know, don't put too much on it, and don't get too high when something is good for you.
That's real. That's good advice. And the fact that you've been through all that and still here and still kept pushing, that's crazy. That's great, man.
Oh yeah. Now I'm traveling around to schools, high schools mostly, and just telling kids that same message, man. It's gonna be okay, you know. Just at some point in life, whether you like it or not, you are gonna have to walk down either the right road, which means I ain't harming nobody, I'm putting in work, I'm working hard, or you're gonna go through the wrong road, which is trying to escape and get out of doing stuff, and you're going opposite. And we all know the difference. At one point in time, it was fun to go down the other road. It felt fun. But I also remind them, listen, in case you didn't know this, see, because I actually had to go to court plenty of times, and I saw a lot of guys. Take something you should do. Go to court, go to your courthouse one day and just do an experiment. Sit in on some of these trials and stuff, or at court one day, and see the type of time and stuff that they giving kids and giving people out. Because see, a lot of times you ride around all day and you don't know what these chargers will give you. But once you have sit in there one day and see, wait a minute, I better tighten up, because one small thing wrong for something that's $5, right? You can get a felony that can stop you from ever renting an apartment, from ever getting a job, a good job, for something that costs $5. See, you need to know these things, and sometimes a lot of people don't tell them this stuff, but I go and I let them know this stuff, and how to, watch your back, watch yourself, because y'all the future anyway. I done been through my mistakes already. I'm cool. I don't want to do nothing, watch Netflix and get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? My money still just come in or whatever, but I ain't got time to be taken away from my family, because everybody's important to their family. And I just want them to know, hey, it's going to be okay. You don't have to, it doesn't matter that you don't have all the money and, you don't have a whole ton of money, or it's okay to not be able to afford something. That's not a problem necessarily. A problem is when you can't breathe. A problem is when you are in pain, and you can't do nothing about it. Those are what I consider a problem. And then we have answers sometimes for that medically. But don't look at it like, you just was in such a horrible position just because you didn't have as much. You see, I ain't make no excuse about my life. And when I was playing my story, I ain't make no excuses. I just use everything to get me forward where I need to go. My mama always loved me. She might not been able to be there all the time, but hey, you already got me here in life. That's all I needed from you. I get it from. I take over. I get it. I do something with it. Trust me. You know what I mean? I'm a positive person. I gotta stay positive, and that's what I hope these kids can do the same thing, bro. Like, don't go out here screwing your life up for no $200 pair of shoes, bro. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do something that stupid. Be a man. Be able to be the one to say, hey, man, I don't really like what y'all doing in here, bro. You ain't got to tell them that. You just get the hell on. You just, hey, you know what, man? Let me go out here and answer the phone right quick. Bro, I got to go. Man, my mom them calling me. I got to get up to the house right now. You got to learn how to get out situations. You can't expect to be able to convince 7 other guys that this is wrong when all 7 of them are doing the same damn thing. You can't convince them that. You just need to get your ass up and go. That's what I try to convey to my kids, to anybody that I talk to. You know what I mean? Like, think for yourself, bro. You know what I mean? That's the coolest thing. You got to think for yourself. Because I don't want to do no time up in jail. I don't like jail. I don't like trouble, and I don't like paying all them lawyer fees. Man, I done paid up. Man, I don't even know how many thousand. It's over 100,000 easy in lawyer fees, and I ain't even got no major crimes. That just costs more money to protect myself because of who I am. Then I see little kids going in the courtroom. They got public defender. Like, oh my God, they just finna take 5 years of this kid's life. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, but somebody has to tell them. That's my job. I'm the OG. I gotta let the young bucks know, hey man, you ain't gotta do that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with you going out there getting a job, my dog, and working and stuff like that, bro, because you're a free man. You never know what's gonna happen. But we do know one thing that's gonna happen when you locked up. They're gonna have 3 checks a day. And you're gonna read out you're gonna say, here, I'm here. And then you're gonna eat horrible food. That's what you're gonna get.
Man, if y'all enjoyed this interview, man, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna have way more, and he will be back on this channel. And Mr. Winborn, thank you for all your information.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Anytime, man. Love, peace, and some happiness. You know what I mean? That's what we looking for.
But now it's time to get in. I'm pretty sure something waiting for the Super Bowl recap.
I think I just got sick. I'm sick now.
No, you've been talking perfectly fine, man. You've been talking perfectly fine.
I feel a call coming on.
Hey, y'all see who he had? He had the San Francisco 49. Hey.
I thought we had it.
Hey, what was your score? 35-10?
Well, I always think blowout, but yeah, I was wrong. I was. How many was I? But hey, listen, 35. Yeah, I was way off. Okay, I was way off. I dream big. I've always dreamed big, baby. I dream big.
Yeah, but but yeah, getting into it. One not to toot my own horn, but a couple things I told you. Almost all of them came to tuition. Purdy had a great game. Mahomes threw one interception, so it was a very low turnover game. It came down to Christian McCaffrey fumbled the ball in the beginning, a lot of turnovers. Travis started off slow, but I had mentioned when he get going, are you gonna put him in man? Are you gonna with Fred Warner? You gonna put him in zone? They decided to go the man route, and you got a PI called on Fred Warner, and the ball wasn't thrown away. So it was a great game. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it really was a great game, man. Ups and downs, a lot of fighting, a lot of. We do something good, they do something good. You know what I mean? Like it was a hell of a game. I did not want to go to no overtime with no Patrick Mahomes.
How do you feel about the they not knowing the overtime rules?
It don't matter about that. That ain't nothing.
Thank you.
What difference do it make? Fool, you got to score regardless.
Thank you. See, this why you my new OG.
Yeah, you're not like, fool, we needed more than 3 points is what we needed. Don't worry about that. You score 7 every time you get opportunity and everything else works out. You don't score to 7, you score 3, then they come back and score 7. Hell, that's simple math. You don't have more points than them.
That's
you don't need to worry about the law.
You went and scored a field goal. Either way it go, you still didn't score what you needed to score. What else you gonna do? You gave them the game.
People just like to find something to talk about. All we care about is that we did not have more points when the clock ain't. We did not have more points than them. Now, okay, it used to be whoever won the coin toss, score first, win.
Yeah, and that rules, I understand. You take the ball,
but first. You knew that wasn't the case when you scored and they because they told you at the flip there that they get each team gets a possession.
Hey, his exact words was, "We're starting a new game." Which exactly that what it was, a new ball game.
And everybody, he said, each team gets a possession, no matter what.
They put it on the jumbo screen.
Yeah. So if we scored that 3, then we did a 3 and out. We win. If I'm not mistaken, right? Is that how it go?
Yeah. You
that's 2 possessions.
You get a 3. You score. It's like college football rules. Except you get like the whole field. You score 3 and out, you win the game.
Yeah, so whether they knew that rule or not, man, who cares about that, man? We didn't stop Patrick to find out if the rule was worked.
Hey, and I told
you that's just simple. We didn't stop him. Listen, I did not. When they went to overtime, I looked at my girl. I said, of course, I'm always for the Niners forever. But man, I don't want to play no whole extra quarter of football against no damn Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. Hell no. Who foolish want to do that? You want to go to overtime with Tom Brady? No, you do not. You don't want to go to overtime with Michael Jordan, LeBron James. You need to get the hell out of that stadium.
When that 4th quarter is, I need to be up. If I go overtime, my chances of winning goes down.
Way down.
Plummets.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's not a guy. That's a bad man. And Patrick Mahomes, you do not. I was nervous already. I said, no, I don't want to go no damn. Look, I don't want to go no damn overtime against no Patrick Mahomes. And then we got the ball first. It didn't matter who got the ball first or what.
It didn't matter at all.
No, it didn't matter at all. Because if you had to stop him or you didn't, and we had a chance to stop him, we did. It is what it is. That team excelled when they needed to. And fucking, I'm sorry, I'm cussing now. Patrick Mahomes, that guy's that bad out there. He is really that good of a player. And his defense played well too. And his players made plays. They put it together when they needed to, man. And that's the end of it. I had to give my hat off to the guys. They won fair and square. They talking about all this cheating. Man, I don't care nothing about that, man. You should have won. You should have. You should have TKO'd them then if you want to work. You shouldn't let it get to decision time. You need to just get on out of there. Yeah, we didn't stop him in overtime at all. No, listen. It's not about playing great to me. It's just playing good enough to win.
Play good enough
to find a way to win. Some guys I had to cut them. Some guys I had to knock them out. This guy he had, it don't matter how it got done. I don't want to use negative now. My bad. I take that back. It doesn't matter how you got it done. You got it done. That's the thing about this kid. He just keeps getting it done, man. He does. That guy, he has a great knack for just winning when he needs to. That's his niche. He didn't have 300-400 yards and nothing but he didn't take that.
No, he did. He had 336.
Well, I mean, that's decent for him, though. But he threw the interception. You know what I'm saying? The other guy fumbled. But what I'm saying, for Patrick, honestly, Patrick is a 500-yard game guy. He gets up there. But what I mean is it wasn't just, and that comment was right. He wasn't super amazing type thing, but he does enough to get it done, and that's the thing about that guy, man. He's awesome. I don't know about putting him in the same conversation as Tom Brady yet.
I already did. Sorry.
I mean, he's okay. What I mean by that is, if we're comparing the start of the career and stuff, but man, I don't think people even have a clue on how special and lucky a player has to be to manage to be on a Super Bowl team. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not 6, 7 damn times. I played 10 years and I ain't get one. So luck has to get right. Playing has to get right, has to stay healthy. It's just a long road. But now, is he on his way? Without a doubt, he is phenomenal. But a lot of things can happen between a guy in his second Super Bowl and getting anywhere near 7. You know what I mean? Like George Kittle been to 2, lost 2. So not only and Brady done been more than 7.
Yeah, yes.
You that's how people got and they're about the same to me because they both have underrated defenses. People don't talk about their defenses as much as they should.
As much as they should, especially that.
People was bad. People always play ball over there, man.
That Page defense was fire.
Listen, man. Every year, it's like that first and second good best defense, like top 3 defense, like they'll never win the Super Bowl. Necessarily, you said by the number thing. You know what I'm saying?
They don't.
Who makes the plays? It's about playing in the moment. You got to be the best that day. The rest of them numbers don't matter. And that's how Patrick plays, and that's what makes him so dangerous. And his defense as well, man. Those guys play really well, man. I mean, there's nothing to say about them and that. They won. I mean, they won, bro. Yeah, they beat us, man. I mean, I was totally wrong, but I enjoyed the game, but I was totally wrong.
It was a great game.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that. I really can't. And I hate when people get on TikToks and all this Instagram and talk about, they ain't had no holding call, all they Super Bowls and all. Man, listen, we don't hear that, man. Them boys deserve. They won. We men, we real men out here. We did not outplay them that day, and we going home, and that's how we gonna look at it, and that's the way it was. Straight up. They won.
Do you have the 49ers in the Super Bowl next year?
You see, it's already still up. I ain't changed nothing. Now, one thing you gotta know about me. They drafted me, so I'm always loyal to them, right? As far as I have other teams that were really good teams to me too, that I played at. Denver was amazing. Titans were amazing. So I ride with the 49ers because I like them. I've always liked their colors, all of that. I've always liked them. But we'll see how it goes, man, because injuries and stuff play a huge part. contract wise, we got guys. I don't know how we're gonna pay everybody to keep the same group together. You just don't go saying that you're gonna make it all the way back like that easily. Like it's tough to say, you know. And even Patrick, you know, he wants to go back. You know, obviously just make it to his thing is we got to just make it to playoffs. When it's playoff time, Patrick is like, I jump on, man. I got room. Jump on my back. It's playoff time. I'm for real now. That's how he does it. So we got to get through injury, make sure we can get into the playoffs, and then we'll see how we've been playing that year and stuff. But are we capable of getting back? Of course we are. But I got to see it. I'm going to have to see it, man. Because anything less than winning the Super Bowl is a letdown for us now. Because we done been 2 damn times. 3. We done been about 2 or 3. Man, come on, man. We need to kidnap the other team or something, bro. Like, they don't even show up. Something, man. We got to win one time, bro. You know I hate walking in my barbershop and stuff. Man, them boys be talking so much noise. And
them barbershop talks be crazy.
As soon as I walked in the door, they talking about, what happened? What happened? What happened? Well, we lost. We lost. That's what happened. But I still have to show up.
As a rated early prediction, who you got the 49ers going against in the Super Bowl? You got the Chiefs coming back or you got another team?
I think the Ravens might make it up in, I think they're going to, I think what Lamar Jackson has learned is that I just got to go out and do whatever I feel like doing. Because that's how Patrick plays. Right? I felt like that last game that, even though, of course, some guys had mistakes, the Zay Flowers thing or whatever, but I felt like it was times like, it was like he wanted to run, but he wanted to try to throw so bad. And it's like, no, do what your instincts say, take off. Because I've never seen a game where everybody's like, man, the boy didn't run. He should have been running all game, but he didn't run. But that's because he's in his ear. He listening too much. You know, sometimes you can hear the media talking about, they're praising you for throwing passes all day that you done forgot to know, fool. A quarterback that can run the ball in big games like the playoffs can take over a game. And he didn't even do it. So, but I think they'll get some better receivers and stuff and help for them, and they still have that defense. I expect them to be further along next year than this year.
Well, AFC, I got the Steelers showing up this time. They
ain't got no quarterback.
We gonna get one. We're gonna get one
from the market.
Yeah, from the market.
Oh my gosh.
From the black market.
From the black market. Hey, I'm laughing, but I'm not, because I know what's around that he can throw. That he has everything to throw to. He has whoever the quarterback becomes. He has everybody to throw to. He has talent everywhere, and of course the defense can play. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting, this for sure.
Market. Justin Fields, Russell Wilson will be calling in a couple of days. Don't worry about it.
We'll see.
Hey, well, Miss Jamie, I just want to thank you for coming on and spitting some facts and doing the Super Bowl recap for me.
Hey, no problem, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Much love, much luck and success, my brother.
Hey, maybe if y'all like this, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, and hey, keep supporting me and keep supporting Miss Jamie. Appreciate you, man.
All right, deuces.